Hi, I'm Panos Prevedouros and I'm running for mayor of City and County of Honolulu. I would like to talk to you about 2008 vote for rail, as we call it for convenience, although specifically it is a vote as a charter amendment of the City and County of Honolulu. You know, we have had quite a few charter amendments and most of them passed with a vote of 60, 70, 75% in favor. This one squeaked by with a vote of 50.6%. But let's look into the details of this vote. If we look at the official 2008 election results, we will see that 50.6% voted for rail and 49.4% voted against rail. If you look at the slice of 50.6% of the voters who voted for rail, what does that represent in terms of the total population on Oahu? 17%, that's right, 17% literally voted in favor of rail. 66% did not show up to vote, so we cannot really assume that they are pro-rail. So let's see now what happened between 2008 and 2010. In 2008, people voted for light rail. In 2010, we know that we are getting heavy rail. In 2008, people voted for a system that costs less than $5 billion. In 2010, we know that the system is going to cost way more than $5 billion. In 2008, we voted for a system that serves UH Manoa, Waikiki, Kapolei, Ala Moana Center. In 2010, we find out that the system starts 1 mile out of Kapolei and it terminates at Ala Moana Center. No UH, no Waikiki, no Leeward Oahu stations. Finally, in 2008, we voted for rail that goes through Salt Lake, but now the rail goes by the airport, not even through the airport. Here we can see a picture of our Chinatown, and then imagine this huge rail guideway and its pylons right next to it. That's why the rail has huge impacts on historical districts and buildings. Here is another big one, our Aloha Tower. A massive station will be right across from it. In fact, the size of that station is approximately the same as this one. We all know Alun Farms and similar farms in that area of Ewa that provides us with a lot of fresh produce and fruits. Unfortunately, all of it is slated for condemnation to become a large rail yard and adjacent transit-oriented development, which is high-density development like this that you see here, essentially high-rise buildings. Now, the big question is, will rail help reduce congestion? It will not. As you see in this graph, it is accurate of how much congestion will be reduced with rail. One bar says 2030 without rail and the other one says 2030 with rail. The numbers were taken exactly from the final environmental impact statement. Rail will provide a 1% reduction. Nobody will ever feel that. On the other hand, we will definitely feel the cost of rail. And this is an accurate depiction of its cost over the years. We started in 2004 with a budget of $2.7 billion. In 2008, already we were at $5.1 billion. And in 2010, we're talking about roughly $5.5 billion. The true cost will be north of $6 billion. So, to summarize then, 50.6% voted for light rail, less than $5 billion cost, service to Waikiki and Manoa, through Salt Lake, and a system that costs less than $4,000 for a family of 4, which is typically what light rail costs. Not so. What we are getting is heavy rail, way more than $5 billion cost. It only serves roughly from Waipahu to Ala Moana Center. It only goes by the airport, and Oahu's heavy rail will cost $24,000 for a family of 4. The cost of it is about $1.5 billion of federal funds, that's still our money, we pay hefty federal tax, and $4.2 billion of local taxes, which is still our money. So all of it is financed with our taxes. And one may ask, what could you do with $5 billion? Well, you can house all the Hawaiians on OHA's wait list. 5,000 single-family houses and 6,891 condominium units can be purchased for $5 billion. A much better community investment. So, as you see, there are several reasons why the 2008 vote for rail may not be valid today. On September 18th, we have a special election to elect the mayor for the city and county of Honolulu. You have a choice of electing one engineer against rail versus 4 politicians who are pro-rail. We don't need it, we cannot afford it, we cannot maintain it. So, if you want the right choice, may I suggest Panos Prevedouros for mayor. Mahalo.